Now 6 p.m. The chair will call this regular call board meeting to order on January the 16th, 2024. Madam Clerk, has the public been notified?
Yes, sir.
And I do confirm a quorum. Chair will ask for a motion to go into executive session for personnel and questions and superintendent search.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion, we enter executive session for personnel matters and superintendent search.
A second.
Motion made by Ms. Harrison, second by Mr. Davis to go into go into executive session for personnel matters and superintendent search. All in favor, show by the raise of the right hand. That would be 7-0. We'll go into executive session for a short while, and we will be out as soon as possible. Thank you.
Yeah. We oh, I brought them with me. But no, I haven't been in there.
Wait, just open it if you want here.
Probably need them.
Here, let me put it up. I can't.
I see.
Pretty close to this side.
I got, you know what? I can use that.
That's what I said. Pretty for this.
I can use that.
Considering your beat, I think we all could
Definitely can use that.
benefit from this.
Chair will act for motion to come out to exit executive session. No action taken.
Chair. So Chair, I make a motion that we come out of executive session with no actions taken.
Say I second.
Motion made by Mrs. Green to exit executive session. No action taken. Second by
Pastor Jackson.
Pastor Jackson. All in favor show by the raising of the right hand. 7-0. All right. This time, I just want to welcome everyone to our January 16th regular call board meeting. It is a pleasure, and I tell you, thank y'all for y'all support, for supporting the school district, for all administrators, teachers, principals. We do thank y'all for all y'all hard work. Yeah. At this time, we will have the welcome and place the flag and moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. At this time, we will have a presentation recognition for this January. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm seeing, yeah, approval of the agenda. Thank you. Why don't, yes, ma'am.
I make a motion, we approve the agenda as presented.
A second.
Motion made by Ms. Harrison, second by Ms. Green to approve the agenda as presented. All in favor show by the raising of the right hand. That would be 7-0. Any public comment, Secretary? No public comment. Okay, now we are going to Board Appreciation Month. At this time, we're going to give it to Dr. Green.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, we have the principals here today who are going to present to you several tokens of appreciation for the outstanding job that you do. I know very often it can seem like a thankless job, and the people who contact you normally don't contact you to say you're doing a good job. If they're calling you, they call and they complain about something. Just the nature of the business. But let me say, on behalf of the faculty and staff, that we appreciate you to the highest. I had an opportunity to present down at the SCAPC conference, and at that conference, had a chance to really do some reflection on where this district has come from, and even shared that When I arrived, State Superintendent Rex called Fairfield County the graveyard for superintendent. Okay. And he referred to Fairfield as the graveyard for superintendents because the board was changing them out just as quickly as they could change the socks at one point in time, Pastor Jackson. But won't he do it, Pastor Jackson? I tell you,
That's right.
this board is going from what people looked at as a model of what not to do to a model of what to do. And in all honesty, I can say that this district would not have been able to experience the kinds of success that it has without the excellent governance and leadership that you have been providing, definitely during my 12-year tenure. Okay, and so I tell my colleagues that I have the best school board anywhere in the world, and I know they are extremely envious and jealous. So let me say on behalf of the leadership team, we thank you for what you do each and every day. And our principals are here, and we don't necessarily have a particular order, so I'll go ahead and start with Giga Elementary School. Dr. Haywood, and she will be recognizing Ms. Harrison. Dr. Haywood doesn't want to say anything, so I guess I'll do all the talking. No, I don't want you to say anything. You want to say anything. Okay. All right.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah. Next up, we have McCoy Listen School of Technology that will be recognizing the chair, Mr. Henry Miller.
Right. Eagles right here.
Yeah.
Fly high.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Fairfield Middle School will be recognizing Pastor Carl Jackson Jr.
Right. All right.
Kelly Miller Elementary School will be recognizing Mr. Joe Siebels. Fairfield Magnet School for Math and Science will be recognizing Mr. Darrell Davis.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Fairfield Elementary School will be recognizing Miss J. Renee Green.
Right. Oh, awesome right there. With a green thumb on it.
And lastly, Fairfield Central High School, Fairfield Career and Technology Center, and Growing Odyssey Academy will be recognizing Dr. James Harrison.
Get them on.
Two envelopes. Yeah. No problem.
And Dr. Swilly is being recognized by the town of Winsboro tonight for being the secondary principal of the year. So she is absent today, but Mr. Hare stands in her stead. Please join me in giving all our board members a round of applause. As I said earlier, I know we couldn't say it enough, but we truly thank you for all that you do for us. You have provided absolutely impeccable leadership over my tenure as superintendent, and to a large extent of the reason that I'm still here today as your superintendent. Anytime I've had the opportunity to maybe explore some other options, I said to myself, Mr. Miller, I can't lead this board right here. I can't go anywhere. I got to stay. All right. And so it has been an absolute pleasure working with all of you over the past 12 years. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you, Dr. Green. Thank you. I know all the board members appreciate you all, administrators out there, teachers, what have you, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Anybody else want to thank them?
I appreciate all of you, especially my Giger family. Y'all always show me love, so thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to say to the schools that I represent, I appreciate your hard work and your dedication. And I encourage you to continue to beat your drums to let the community and the world know the great things that you're doing. And also, you know, don't wait for me to come to show up, but sometimes send me an invitation. Let me know what you're doing so that I can come and be a part of it. Thank you again.
And I would like to say thank you to Fairfield Elementary School. I appreciate not only Fairfield Elementary, I appreciate all of you. I've been in your shoes, some of your shoes, not all of your shoes, but I realize how serious our job is, your job as well as ours. And I just want to encourage you to continue to do what you're doing because we do appreciate you and we see you.
To Fairfield Middle School, I'd like to say I thank you so much for your appreciation. And I just want to let you know, in the words of the sitcom personnel who would get up and when she'd go out and they would be clapping and saying how great she was, and she'd look at them and say right back at you. So I want to let you know I appreciate you too.
Thank you.
I would just like to thank all of you for a great job that you're doing. Not only us notice the things you're doing, people outside the community are talking about the great jobs that y'all are doing. To Dr. Whitfield, I appreciate everything you do, not just for me, but for my kids as well. And it's a pleasure being there with you at the magnet school. Thank you.
I would like to thank all of the administrators, especially Miss Kathy Woodard, who gave, but also those who desired to give but didn't have it at this time.
I like church plate.
I appreciate all administrators, all teachers, all classified workers, and all students and all parents, everybody who has something to do with this great school system. And I especially applaud the administration because I know exactly what you all go through. And it's always nice for me to show up at any school because you all make me feel so welcome when I show up. You all don't treat me like a guest. You treat me like family, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr. Stephen. Right. This time, we get the minutes. Superintendent recommend that approve the minutes from December 6th, December 12th, 2023 regular call board meeting. Can we get a motion, please?
Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion, we accept the superintendent recommendation to approve the minutes from December the 12th regular call board meeting.
Second such motion.
Motion made by Ms. Harrison, second by Dr. Harris. Accept the minutes from the December 12th regular call board meeting. All in favor, show by the raising of the right hand. Right. Minutes approved. At this time, Superintendent Report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. February board meeting date is reflected of the district-wide intercession and will be held on the second Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. I know everyone's excited about the second intercession. You know, it's always very difficult to come back a little earlier, but once these intercessions come, it makes it well worth it. And so as a result of that, we're having to modify the February board meeting a bit. So we'll be meeting February 13th. Also, we'd like to acknowledge elite ladies of Fairfield County School District and their dance auxiliary. They were very busy this past weekend for the annual MLK parades in York and Chester County. On Saturday, January 13th, the ladies participated in the Western York NAACP annual MLK parade, the longest running MLK celebration parade in the state of South Carolina. On Sunday, January 14th, the ladies participated in the Chester County annual MLK parade celebration, the largest parade in the state with over 200 entries. The ladies did an outstanding job in both parades and received donations from both organizations. Give the elite ladies a round of applause if we could. Also, communities and schools of South Carolina and AT&T will be distributing laptops to 100 Fairfield County School District students on January 24th. The refurbished laptops will be donated to students attending Fairfield Middle School and Fairfield Central High School. So outstanding opportunity for the students of Fairfield County to receive a free laptop. You know, we spoke about this, I think, you know, maybe last meeting, but we're saddened by the passing of Mr. Carmen Washington, a Fairfield Central High School computer science teacher, coach, mentor, and graduate of Fairfield Central High School. You know, just reminded us that tomorrow isn't promised. And we have to live every day as if it could be your last, because we never know when God may call us home. And so we thank him for his legacy. He touched so many lives and made such an impact on this community, and he will undoubtedly be missed. Keep the Washington family in your thoughts and prayers. We recently learned about the passing of former Fairfield County School District Superintendent Mr. Thomas Chapman, who served the district in the late 90s. So keep the Chapman family in your prayers as well. And finally, Ms. Harrison recently buried her mother on this past Saturday. Please keep the Harrison family in your thoughts and prayers. We know it is always a difficult time to lose a loved one. And as much as we trust God's word and his will, it's always tough to let them go. Okay. And so continue to pray their strength as they work through this most difficult time. And that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Can I ask you a question? Because
Yes.
everywhere I go now and going to the doctor's office, everybody is, they zoom back up with the mask. So, you know, how is that coming, or what's the numbers on it?
Yeah. So what I'll say, we've not necessarily seen an uptick, knock on wood, of COVID-19, which initially precipitated the wearing of masks.
more or less, they talking about the flu.
The flu, yeah, I'm getting ready to say, yeah. So we have begun to see an uptick in the flu. I've not necessarily seen any guidance at this point, Mr. Miller, from DHEC suggesting that we should revisit masks in schools. I'm not aware of any K-12 institutions at this point that is requiring masks. Obviously, we encourage people, if you are immunocompromised, if you feel as if you possibly may be coming off of sickness, to consider masking. But at this point in time, we're not at a point of suggesting that we will return to any kind of mandatory mask.
I think the Fairfield Central High marching band was in the Chester Parade too.
In the Chester Parade? Okay.
I know that was an app.
Okay.
I saw it.
Okay.
It's time, curriculum and instruction. Dr. Dave.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Chairman Miller, members of the board, for your approval is the first reading of the 2024-2025 proposed modified academic calendar. As outlined on the calendar for your approval, I wanted to highlight a couple things. First, the 2 intersession breaks are scheduled for October and February. The first day for teachers on the proposed calendar is July 25th, 2024. The first day of school for students is August the 1st, 2024. And the last day of school for students is May 30th, 2025. Based on the feedback, we solicited feedback from our community members right before we left for the Christmas holidays. And then the survey itself closed on January 11th. One of the things that we saw once we received the feedback from the teacher forum, along with the feedback we received from our community stakeholders, was that they wanted us to take a look at the parent conference days, one of which is held in October and the other one is held in March. And based on the feedback from the teacher forum, we decided to include on October 10th, we split the parent conference days between the elementary and secondary schools. As indicated on the calendar, 3:30 to 6 o'clock p.m., elementary schools will hold their conferences, and from 4 to 6:30 p.m., secondary schools will hold their parent conferences. In March of 2025, we shortened the parent conferences by 1 hour from 11 to 6. One of the things that was shared in the feedback was that many teachers are already conducting conferences with our parents prior to those designated times, but it also gives them the opportunity to have some additional times to talk with parents, and felt that adjusting those hours, of course, for both the dates in October and March will give parents the opportunity to not only have a virtual conference, but also in turn, give them the opportunity to have an in-person conference as well.
Can we get a motion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion, we accept the superintendent recommendation to approve first reading of the 2024-25 proposed.
A second.
Motion made by Ms. Harrison, second by Mr. Davis. Accept the superintendent recommendation. The board approved the, just moved over. Excuse me. Just move right off the thing. Okay, the board approved the first reading of 2025 proposed academic calendar. All in favor show by the raising of the right hand. That would be 7-0. Just got one question for you, Dr. Avery, and then this may come, I guess, maybe not be the academic calendar, but you know, when the principals and those, they schedule these graduation at the end of the year, is it possible they can kind of, flex it so we all can kind of get there, or we can kind of mix it up because a lot of times that they're doing the graduations, all of them doing them at the same time, or they may be having programs at the same time. So if one may be having it at 12, well, if doesn't have it at 8 or 9, then it give us more flexibility to kind of make it. So that's something that I'm just asking about.
And Mr. Miller, are you referencing the promotion exercises that will
Yes, I
likely
am.
be coming up in the upcoming school year?
Yeah.
Okay, and you are requesting that we schedule those times in an effort to make sure that there are no conflicts?
Yeah, I think that I hear some of the board members talk about it, and that's one of the things that they wanted to make it to some of them, but if all of them at the same time, they can't quite make it. Is that a consensus? What we were talking about? Yeah.
True. And Chairman, I think it also takes into consideration that parents that may have children graduating on the elementary level, but then on the middle school level as well, that gives them an opportunity to move from one location to the next location to honor both of their children.
That's
Okay.
agree.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if I could, and obviously I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly. The only pause I would have is there's so much going on at the end of the year. I mean, I wouldn't want to necessarily create any kind of unreasonable expectations, okay? Because when you start coming out to the end of the year with award ceremony, move up ceremony, I mean, it's just ceremony after ceremony. I mean, by the time you get to the last week or so of school, there's something going on like all day, all the time. And what I'll say is, as relates to move up, I think we'll do our best to try and stagger those. But I think I'm not sure whether it's possible with even with 7, 8, 9 schools not to have some conflict as people try and do things as we close out the school year. Okay, I mean that's just going to be very difficult with the number of activities that tend to go on during the latter part of the year. Okay, so I say we'll do our best, but there inevitably may be some conflict.
But we can do our best. Yeah. I think that's just give us flexibility. Yeah. And as Dr. Harris said, sometimes the parent have 2 or 3 children, and so he or she wanted to make it to all the promotion ceremony. So just take that into consideration. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Finance and operation.
Good evening, Chairman Miller and Board of Trustees, Dr. Green. Under Finance and Operations this evening, we have 3 items. The first is the December 2023 Finance Report. The revenues for the month look to be in order. And as I've mentioned before many times, really January is the most important month in terms of our revenues because that's when we receive the bulk of our revenues. So in light of our earlier dated board meeting for February, I anticipate we should have some numbers. Even if we don't get the formal numbers from the county, I should be able to get something from them just to give you an idea of where we are in February. But for right now, the expenditures and revenues look in order for where we currently stand.
Okay. What do you have next?
And the next item, we have a facility usage request for the Fairfield County Disabilities and Special Needs Board. And the superintendent recommends the board consider the waiver of fees for the Fairfield County Disabilities and Special Needs Board request for the use of Fairfield Central High School on March 22nd, 2024. That will require board action.
Okay. Can we get a motion, please?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion with accept the superintendent recommendation, consider the waiver of fees for the Fairfield County Disability and Special Needs Board request for the usage of Fairfield Central School on March 22nd, 2024.
A second.
Motion made by Ms. Harrison, second by Ms. Green to accept the superintendent recommendation to waiver the Fairfield County Disability and Special Needs request for the uses of Fairfield Central High School on March 22nd, 2024. All in favor show by the raising of the right hand. That would be 7-0. Next.
And the third item is another facility usage request with McCrory-Liston Alumni Association. And the superintendent recommends the board consider the waiver of fees of the McCrory-Liston Alumni Association request for the usage of McCrory-Liston Elementary School of Technology on May 26, 2024. And that also requires board action.
Chairman Miller, I'd like to make a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation that the board consider the waiver fees of McCrory-Liston Alumni Association request for the usage of McCrory-Liston School of Technology on May 26, 2024, providing I get a second.
Second such motion.
Motion made by Mr. Davis, second by Dr. Harris to accept the superintendent recommendation, waiver of the fees of McCrory-Liston Alumni Association request for the uses of McCrory-Liston School of Technology on May 26, 2024. All in favor show by the raising of the right hand. That would be 7-0. Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Human Resources, Mrs. Robinson.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board.
Good evening.
Under HR this evening, we have academic stipends for your approval. The superintendent recommends the board approve academic stipends for certified staff for the 23-24 academic year.
Get a motion?
Yes, so Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the board. Well, the board approved the academic stipend for the certified staff for the 2023-2024 academic school year.
Second.
Motion made by Mrs. Green, second by Pastor Jackson to accept the superintendent recommendation to approve the academic stipend for the certified staff for the 23-24 academic year. All in favor show by the raising of the right hand. 7. Thank you. It's time. Board chair, for just wanted to thank everyone. You know, it's so many good things that's happening. This weekend, we went down to, that would be the Scarcity conference. And, you know, just outstanding. Fairfield is definitely on the map, you know. Dr. Green did a superb job, you know. It was so good that when we had a breakout session and Dr. Avery, we was all standing up. There was no room. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating, it at least had maybe 40 people, didn't have no seats. It was just that packed, you know, and, just outstanding job, you know. Dr. Green is just so well respected, you know, and his staff, you know, I must say that, I'm proud to be on the board. I'm just proud to be a member of the Fairfield family. I am proud. I mean, we go anywhere. I mean, it's much respect for Fairfield. I can tell you that right now. It ain't, you know, it's Fairfield, rest of them, because we get our respect. And it makes you feel good. I mean, you know, as one doc was talking about, who was it was talking about, the young man was kind of ashamed at one time to tell him that he was from Fairfield. Ain't no shame, because I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no shame in my game. I'm gonna tell you right now, I am proud to be from Fairfield County. Yeah. I'm talking about for this board now. You know, the school district is nothing to be ashamed about, you know. And so I just wanted to put that out there. We have anything else for any other board members? Yes, ma'am.
Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I would really like to thank all of you. I had so many calls and texts from administrators, teachers, even students during the passing of my mom. We really appreciate all the love that was shown. I thank the district, I thank the board for the flower that they sent. I especially thank Ms. Green that showed up at the viewing and she took care of my family.
Wow.
I appreciate that. The School Board Association, the president, she sent her condolences. I just thank everybody for all the love that they shown. I had board members to reach out to me across the state. And we truly appreciate that. It's a process because I live in the town with my mom. I work 3 minutes from where my mom stay. There's nothing for me to stop what I'm doing to get a break and say I'm going to my mom's house, see if she wants some lunch. So it's a process for me and my sister that lives here in town. Just continue to pray for us. We're gonna get through. And I know what she would tell me, you got a job to do and you do your job. And so that's why I'm here tonight, because that's what she would have told me. But a week before Christmas, I received a letter saying that I was award recipient of the Community Leader Award from the Foundation for Community Impact and Health Equity Impact. That will be held February the 3rd at the Metropolitan Building. We kind of got twisted because all this happened with my mom. I was supposed to go do a video shoot and all of that, but I got to get the information about tickets and if any of y'all want to come, but I know it's on a Saturday. It's on February the 3rd. I'm not sure of the time, but I'll get that information, once I kind of settle down, and I'll send that out. And also my gala is still on for February the 24th. I got to jump back on it because I know that's what my mom would want me to do. It's a little overwhelming for me. It's a lot overwhelming, but we'll get through it. But I appreciate y'all.
Notify. I want to say this right here. We have a special call board meeting on tomorrow. Superintendent search at 5 o'clock. So we'll be meeting tomorrow. Sure. Yeah. Motion to adjourn. Motion made by Ms. Harrison, second by Pastor Jackson to adjourn. All in favor show by the raising of the right hand. Meeting is adjourned.